Okay. This over here, I'll see it better. Okay, so I think to start out, I think everything would be good if we started out with a good warm-up, just to play a couple of notes. So, like, what do you normally do for your
flow studies?
So you just play your flow studies?
And then we do our chromatic and B flat.
Okay, well, why don't we start with, do you just do through the first?
Just that one. We never do this side.
Okay, so you just go down the line and just play them all in succession, or do you just take a break in between each one of them?
We just play that one.
So you don't do any of the other ones?
No.
Okay, well, let's take it at a nice slow speed. So 1, 2, like that speed, okay? 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, that was good. Why don't you do, what I would like you to do is to play like this flow study, take a small break, I'll catch you up for a measure, and then you play this flow study and I'll count you for a measure, and then go to the flow study 3 and just play them, all 3 of them, just so you can play these long tone warm-ups, okay? So, 1, 2, ready, sound a lot better than last time. Have you ever played flow study 4 or 5? Can you get those high notes, you think? Is this something within your range, the high C and the high B? No?
So that's just a normal fingering.
The high C natural, yeah. You want to try it? C natural, so that's middle finger. Okay, that was good. So why don't we do flow studies 1 through 4 the same way that we just did a minute, and just add 4 into it, okay? 1, 2, ready, and. 1, 2, ready, and. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, that was really good. Okay, what else do you normally do for warm-ups?
We don't play that one, we only play normal C.
So you do your concert B flat scale?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you want to just play that for me. Okay, why don't you take it a little bit slower and just work on, because one of the purposes of playing a warm-up is just to play long tones, to get used to just playing and getting your sound really settled. So why don't we take that, and I'll clap the whole time and count you off, and just take it a little bit slower and just work on just producing the best sound whenever you play each note in the scale. Okay? 1, 2, ready, and. That was good. You want to just do the arpeggio again? Okay. 1, 2, ready, and. through that real slow. Much better. Okay. One thing that I've noticed, this is just something to keep in mind, whenever you play long notes at the end of phrases, like I noticed on your flow studies and at the end of this, you want to clip the last note and only make it like 1 beat or 2 beats when it's supposed to be 3 or 4. And that's just a normal thing to do. Like, you know, you got to the end of it, so you just want to play it, get over with. But I would just make sure whenever you're ending to make sure that you play the last note at full value. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, why don't you play, you've got your scale sheet in front of you. Why don't you play your concert E-flat scale for me, just slow. 1, 2, ready. That was a little bit better with holding out that last note. Why don't you play that one again and just really, whenever you get to the lower notes, just blow through it so that it'll speak a lot better. Okay? 1, 2, ready, and. So you notice there, that's what I was talking about with the clipping. You only played it for 1 beat instead of the full 2 beats. So just like continue to blow. I know you're probably running out of air, but just continue to blow through that. Okay. So let's just do that scale one more time, and just again on the low notes, just blow through it the whole time. Keep consistent, strong air in your core, and just keep on blowing through. Okay. 1, 2, ready, and. You made it 1.5 beats that time, but that was a lot better. Okay, why don't you play your concert C scale, same speed. 1, 2, ready, and. Here, let's start that one back over. And again, on those low notes, just remember, keep a strong air in your core, keep that strong the whole time, and just blow through it, okay? 1, 2, ready, and. Yeah, let's just start back over, and just take it note by note, okay? So every time I clap, just play it in quarter notes, okay? So starting on that D. 1, 2, ready, and. No, what I'm saying is every time, like every note, every click is the next note. So it'll be like da 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 da. Take it a lot slower just to make sure that you get a good solid foundation on those low notes. Okay. So we start back over on the D, the concert D. Okay. 1, 2, ready, and. No. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you? Do you need me to rephrase it in a different? What I'm saying is, each time I clap my hand, you play like dun 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 dun. We're just singing, like playing them in quarter notes instead of the 8th note pattern that you're used to. Okay? Okay. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, I like to do that again, just to really solidify that, and like, again, I notice on some of your lower notes, sometimes I don't want to speak, and I think that's from a lack of support in your core. So like, whenever you're playing, whenever you're breathing, you should always keep a strong core. Do you know where your core is? Can you point to like right here in the center, like right under your rib cage? And even while you play, you should keep that strong while you blow through, just so you can keep a strong foundation, and so all of those low notes will continue to speak. Okay? So we're going to do that again and just really blow through the notes, especially on the low notes, okay? And we're going to do the same. Each click is a quarter note. 1, 2, ready, and. Here, let's start just on the arpeggio, okay? So right there. Ready, and. Let's just work, here, let's cut real quick. Let's just work on just playing your D. Just play your D, a nice strong D. I can hear something ringing down here. I feel like maybe something. Play it again, just so I can hear it again. So, did you notice how you kind of went flat a little bit on that while holding it out? Do you know the reason why for that? No, it's not. It's not having to do with that. It's about keeping a strong core, because whenever you start to go flat is when you kind of like loosen up a little bit. So just try and keep that strong core the whole time. So just play your D again for me. Okay, good. You kept a much stronger core that time, and I could tell like you stood up a lot, you know, straighter, and was doing a lot better with that. Okay. Why don't we play your concert B flat chromatic just so I can hear that, and just I want to hear it at your own speed, and then if we need to, we can slow it down. Okay. So just play your B flat concert chromatic. Sorry. You just start back over again. Okay, well, why don't you just start back over from the top? So like. Okay, so why don't we work on that real quick? Just play again, kind of like what we did with the other scale. Where we just take it slow, just to make sure that no accuracy is there, and make sure to not move on until you hear the next one. Okay. So start down at the bottom. 1, 2, ready, and. No, let's start back at the main bottom. Just completely start the scale over. So the low note, okay? 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, let's just start back over. So, I've got an exercise for you. That I think will really help. This is a scale exercise that I use in my own practice time. So, let me go over to the piano real quick and just play it for you, like an example of what I mean. So, what you're going to do is, you're going to go up the scale like this. So, you're going to take it up 1/2 step at a time, and then go back down to the original note. So, well, let's see sharps really out too. kind of like that. So you'll go from like, I'm going to speak in concert terms here just because I play a C pitch instrument. But like, so you go C, C sharp, C, C, D flat, C, C, D, C. So so you'll continue to go up by the half steps, but you'll always come back down to that original low note. And then when you get to the top, I'll stop you. I'll cut you off when you get to the top note. And then we'll do the same thing going back down. Okay? So let's just do that really slow. Like, kind of in half notes, okay?
Okay.
Does that sound good? Okay. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to start now doing the same exact thing. You're just going to start at the high C and go down from there. Okay? So you're just going backwards from exactly what you just did. 1, 2, ready, and. Here, let's start right. So you go. Like that, okay? So you start right back here at the C. 1, 2, ready, and. So let's move on. I think you got a nice solid warm up, and even this exercise I just did, you can do that with any of your scales, like just whenever you're trying to practice for an audition. You just do, you know, just go up and down the scale and just keep going back down to that bass note. I think that's a really good scale. And then sometimes we do this in choir. We go do, re, do, re, mi, re, do. Do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do. So you just like continue, you add up and then you go right back down and then you go back up and you add another note and come right back down. You know, that can really help. You take it slow and that can really help you learn your scales that way. And just get that fingerings under your hands, you know. Okay, so I know you just got into Junior High All District, which is a really big accomplishment. I'm really proud that you did that. So, why don't we look at your all district music. I really like the way that you have your folder organized too. That's good to keep it in the sheets just so they keep straight and organized. Okay, so I know you just got this folder, but have you in class looked at any of it? And I know, have you looked at it in any of your practice time?
No.
Okay. So, would it help to listen to it first, you think? Okay. So, we're going to start with Adamant by Larry Clark. And I'll get a YouTube video for you. Okay, so here it is. Let's start it over at the beginning. Okay. Two, three. 1, want to figure along? Are you figuring along while we do it? So we're start right there. Two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so, start over again. So, question for you. Do you know what solely means? It's not as much a expressive term, so it wouldn't really be in that. You notice it's really similar to solo. So do you have any guess of what solely might be? It's just a little bit different than solo.
A solo is when you have one person, so I'm guessing one of your instrument, or one type of instrument.
Okay, that's actually a really good guess, and you're really close on that, because usually okay, when I think of solely, what I think of is it's a shared line that could be a solo line, but it's usually shared between, it could be like a bassoon solely, so like all the bassoons will have this one line, and they're the only ones in the group that have it. And I think listening to this one, I think your solely is like you and like maybe the euphoniums and the low reed sounds. So it's just a couple groups of instruments playing a similar line, and usually that's the melody of the line. And fortunate for you, a lot of your rhythmic stuff and a lot of your music here on this song are harmony lines. So, do you know what harmony means?
It's one of the main parts.
So yeah, so it's like a secondary line to the melody. So the melody is the main line. That's the main feature of that piece, and the harmony is usually in like thirds or fifths in relation to the melody, and usually they have the same rhythm. So for you, it's fortunate is there's a lot of the times that you actually do have the melody, and then there's times that you have the harmony. So you have the exact same rhythm as the melody line. So that'll make it a lot easier. If you get lost, you'll be one of many that'll be playing that similar line. And question, are you the only tenor saxophone that got in?
No, I'm first chair. There's second.
So there's 2 people. Are you aware of re-chairs and re-chair auditions? Are you aware of that process?
Yeah.
So, whenever you get down to all district, they will pick a part, usually like a line in one of these. It's usually the hardest line in all of these songs. And they'll have you come in and they'll have you re-chair. So they'll have you play that line just to see if, who's been working on the music, who hasn't, and that's who gets to be first chair. So, I think that solely part might have a good chance of being maybe on the reach air. I think that might have a good chance of being picked for that. So I think it would be important if we worked on that soli line. So what I like to do before I even play is I like to count through the rhythm. And I think me and you have done this before, where we just do like I think it's the Eastman method, where you do like 1, 2, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you just count through from measure 23 until measure 31 if you want to do that, and I'll clap and we can say it together. Is that okay? Okay. So we're going to start measure 23. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3. Okay, good job. So, I noticed, I think you were fingering along while we were counting that, so that's really good. So do you want to just, I'll keep that same and just play from measure 23 just to 31 and just take it nice and slow and play it just at the same speed that we counted it. Okay? 1, 2, ready. Okay, let's start right there. So the first measure is, will you count the first measure for me just so?
1, 2, 3, and 4.
No. So you're close. So you're putting the eighth notes on the wrong beat. So it's